right? So here we go. So these two dogs just got here. This is a little clip of, is this the right, which one's the right one? Hold on. Yeah, okay. So this is a clip of just the before footage of these dogs. And we'll obviously put this in the video, guys. It's also going to be on our Instagram. You can go watch later. All right, you ready?
Oh, scared, man.
Okay,
There we go. There we go. So they don't slip out of the collar.
Carry them one at a time?
Let's go ahead and...
So just look at this, right? So we'll just start this off. So those first couple clips, he pulled them out of the car, right?
Yeah.
And literally the second he gets them out of the car, they turn around the corner of the car. They see me standing like 25 feet away. They start barking and then fucking book it back to the car, right? And then just start freaking out, total panic, tail absolutely tucked. I go over to try to help him manage these dogs because he's getting all tangled up with dogs and they're trying to jump back into the car and stuff.
Yeah.
I go to grab the one. I grab the dog's leash, and the dog literally, as I grab the leash, starts defecating all over the floor. Right? Like, just because I walked up and I didn't even like look at the dog or interact with the dog, I just grabbed the leash from him.
Yeah.
And the dog was in such an absolute panic, it literally shit itself right there. Right? The other dog is barking and reactive and stuff, thrashing at the end of the leash, trying to get away from me. Right? And we're sitting there, and it's like, you know, me even approaching the situation makes it like 100 times worse in that moment.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to handle these dogs in the moment, right? Just a disaster. So we're sitting there and it's like, okay, well, what do we do? And I'm like, all right, well, let me step back for a minute, right? Get yourself situated, right? And he's like, they won't walk with me right now. He said, right now, they will not walk away from this car. They were trying to slip out of their collars and stuff. So he said, anytime he takes them somewhere new and they do this, he has to pick them up and carry them. Right?
Wow.
Like, they will not walk. They just won't freaking do it. And here's the thing. Like, I said, you know, the one, like, literally, I walked up and grabbed the leash, and it started pooping all over the ground, right? This is what kills me about it. I remember there was a Dog Daddy post that, like, Zach George was, like, using, where Dog Daddy walked up and, like, grabbed the leash of the dog, and the dog was, like, shitting on the floor, right? And people were fucking going crazy. Like, look at your training. Look at what it's making these dogs do, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God.
And I remember that particular, listen, I'm not here to defend all of the videos, obviously, but that particular video that I saw of his, I was like, you guys obviously have never worked with a dog that even looking at them makes them so freaking terrified that they start shitting on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And this is in the first 2 minutes of these dogs getting here. They were that out of control, right? So he picks them up. He carries them into the facility.
There he is. Thank you. I know. You gotta cool the jets, buddy.
So just, they're a disaster. You know? Like there's no other way to put it. Like, these dogs are just a hot ass mess right now.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Right? They literally arrived the day before they were flown in from Turks and Caicos. Right?
It's
this guy,
okay.
these two dogs, right? They're litter mates. They're only like 11 months old. They're super young still, right? And they are just an absolute freaking disaster.
Yeah.
Right? So just by making sure we were able to film this entire like entry and stuff like that, like we could show you guys, all right, these are really bad dogs. Right?
Yeah.
Or bad, you know, subjective bad, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think these dogs are horrendous monsters of dogs by any means,
Yeah.
but they are in really, really bad shape right now. These dogs are in horrible shape, right? And we've got it all, right? You could see it, right? So now what we're doing is every day that we're filming these dogs, we're creating a mini lesson out of them, right? So like day one, that drop off, right? We made a YouTube video, and the YouTube video is actually currently live on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. It just went up. We're keeping them short and to the point, right? 20 minutes. This is how we took these dogs from being super reactive to me, terrified of everything, trying to get away from everything, not walking on a leash, thrashing an alligator rolling every time they feel the leash pressure, to being able to just walk on a leash and overcome these fears, right? That YouTube video literally will show you exactly how we did it.
Yeah.
It'll show you start to finish. These dogs will not walk and are very reactive to these dogs are now walking with us.
Yeah.
Right? And
Hell
you could take that information. If you have a fearful dog, you could implement that immediately to any dog like that and get them past that hurdle.
Yeah.
Day 2, then, we went over, okay, we need to see now how bad, because he said, all right, well, once they get comfortable in the environment, they generally will kind of warm up and stuff like that. I was like, all right, well, let's see. We got to make sure that if they're in an environment they're not comfortable in, that they're still going to be reliable with it. So what we did is we expanded outside of the facility. We went and we did exterior stuff. We did walking with them. We talked about how we were creating less strict rules in order to keep them successful. So like with dogs like this, when they come in this bad, if you try to go right from this dog is an absolute disaster to like, you have to heel on the walk with me or something like that, you're fighting an uphill battle. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be virtually impossible for the dog to be successful with, and you're going to cause them to just go 0 to 60 and ramp up and get even more anxious and even worse with stuff, and it's going to be a mess, right? So we had to loosen our expectations of these dogs like tenfold, right? And create the easiest criteria we could hold them to in order to allow them to be successful and start building confidence. We talked about how we implemented that. We showed, obviously, how we did that. We then took them straight to Home Depot, a place that never in a million years this guy would have thought that these dogs could have went to, right? And we walked them through Home Depot day 2 successfully.
Wow.
Like no issues, right?
Yeah.
Like they did so well, and it's because we broke the ice with all of these other things, right? So that's going to be a YouTube video that will probably go live tomorrow, right? Then yesterday with them, we did all confidence building drills. Everybody always asks, how do I build confidence with a fearful dog? And we always explain to them, the training helps to build confidence by helping them overcome certain hurdles and then them become confident in the hurdles that they overcame. We freaking showed it, right? We did a training session exposing these dogs to all sorts of different textures and surfaces and agility equipment and all that kind of stuff. And you could literally see, I'm just going to show this clip that we took the other day. You could literally see that the confidence shoot out of these dogs from where they started in the session to where they ended in the session. Like, look at this clip. Look at him wagging his tail, happy to be with me, hanging out, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
We showed how we got these dogs from not just past the issue and still scared, but from being scared to being confident with these things. And that's something you're going to be able to watch as its own YouTube video as well,
That's
right?
what, 3?
That was day 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
I never
sorry.
did. I saw you do that. I'm like, what is that? We throwing gang signs?
Yeah,
Like, is that
3
what's going
days,
on
bro.
here? Yeah. So that was day 3.
Yeah.
Right? Day 4 is today. Right after this podcast, we're going to go in. We're going to start fucking crushing it with these dogs. So far, we haven't introduced any training equipment either with these dogs. Right? We haven't done any prong collar. We haven't done any e-collar. We haven't done anything like that. We've simply just implemented, it sounds corny, but like leadership principles.
Yeah.
Right? Just, hey, I am in charge of things right now, and I'm going to guide you through all of this stuff. Right? You need to follow my direction, and that doesn't mean sit down, stay, this, that. It just means I'm not going to put you in harm's way, but you need to trust me through working through these hurdles. And that is such a freaking massive point to get across to dogs, especially ones like this, because the second you could get them to trust you of all these hurdles I'm helping you overcome, and I'm not forcing you necessarily, but I'm definitely not allowing you to do anything else but face your fears with these types of things. The more that happens and they give into your direction and they realize the thing you made them do is actually not scary, you build leadership capital, leadership capital, leadership capital, leadership capital.
Yeah.
And then each time you face a new hurdle, then after that, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm real fucking jazzed up on this
Yeah.
on this kind of thing we're doing right now. You know, I think it gives us an opportunity to like, all right, last couple of years, we've shown plenty of training, right? We've shown plenty of before and after videos and stuff like that. But now you're going to go in, you're going to be able to see really what we can do.